So we're going to be reviewing every part of the star chart that says area, surface area, and volume. We're going to go quickly because like I told y'all, I've already taught you all of this. So you're looking for clue words. That's the first thing you need to pay attention to. And nobody should be on a Chromebook right now. Okay, you're looking for clue words. So in these top three, what is it asking for? Volume. So the first thing you have to decide is what kind of shape is this? So tell me, what kind of shape is this? This is a sphere. So you're going to go to your star chart and find volume of a sphere. And you are going to write the formula down exactly how you see it. You don't get to change it. It's volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Right here. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So what is the only piece of this formula that I actually need? Everybody look. I need a radius. So I go to the sphere and I say, did it give me a radius? No. So I have to divide that by 2. What is 8 divided by 2? So the radius is 4. So now I plug it in. 4/3 times pi times 4 cubed. And then I just let my calculator do the work. I'm not sure why I don't see every single person writing. So that needs to be put away. I don't want to see it. And your calculator should be open and you should now be punching this in. And does everybody remember to get up to the exponent, you use this little caret right here to the 3rd power. And that's your answer. You don't have to write the whole thing. You could just round to the hundredths place. So 268.08 millimeters cubed, because that's how volume is written. Okay, the next shape. What kind of shape is this? This is a cylinder. Now, what are we finding right now? Volume. So I go to my star chart. I go to volume of a cylinder. And I am going to use the formula that I wrote down because we changed the big B. So it's volume equals pi r squared h. To find the volume, I'm going to do pi r squared h. To use this formula, what two pieces do I need? The radius and the height. So I'm going to go find those. I need an r. What is the radius? Did they give it to me? What is it? 8. What is the height? 15. So I just go plug these in to this formula. We need to pay attention. So I have pi times 8 squared times 15. And that will give you your answer. So everybody should be putting it in their calculator. Pi times 8 squared times 15, which is 3015.93 if I round to the hundredths place, centimeters cubed. Okay, what is this shape called? I can't hear y'all. A cone. Now, go to your star chart. Find the formula for volume of a cone. What is it? Now, question. What is the difference between these two formulas? This one is the exact same formula. All they did is put a 1/3. There is a question on your assignment today. They are going to give you, are y'all listening? They're going to give you the volume of a cylinder. And they're going to say the base and the height are the same for the cone. What is the volume of the cone? Guys, it's 1/3 of it. So you take the answer they give you and multiply by 1/3. I'm going to say it again. I'll write it on the board. If you have a cylinder and a cone that have the same base and same height, so everybody look. Say this is 5, and let's say the height is 10. And I'm not an artist, so don't look at my drawing. And then I have a cone with a radius of 5 and a height of 10. Are their radius and their height the same? That means the cone is a third of the cylinder, period. So if I told you this cylinder's volume is 300, then you don't even need the numbers for this. You could tell me the cone is 100. What did I do? I multiplied by a third. I divided by 3. Multiplying by a third and dividing by a 3 are the same thing. If I had given you the cone and said, what's the cylinder? Instead of multiplying by a third, I'd multiply by 3. It's 3 times bigger. So to go from the cone to the cylinder, it's 3 times bigger. To go from the cylinder to the cone, it's 3 times smaller, which is a third. Okay, that's 2 questions on your assignment today, which is basically understanding the formulas. Again, where did that come from? Everybody look at your star chart. Their formulas are almost identical. Did y'all hear me? What is the only difference? The third. That means a cone is a third of the size of a cylinder if they have the same base and height. Now that only works if they have the same base and the same height, which those did.
So what would it ask?
It's gonna give you the volume of a cylinder and say that a cone has the same radius, the same height, so therefore what is the volume of the cone? You multiply by a third. You just take the number they give you and multiply by a third. If they give you the cone and ask for the cylinder, you multiply by 3. Okay? All right, moving on. Let's go fill it in. I need an R and an H. What is the radius? What is the H? 18. All right, 1/3 times pi times 7 squared times 18. And the answer is 923.63 if I round. There was no units on it, so I'm just going to say units cubed. Okay, what is this next shape called? A triangular prism. What are they asking for? Lateral surface area. So I go to my star chart to lateral surface area. Here's surface area. Here's lateral. Here's total. I want lateral. This is a prism, so my formula is pH. So I write it down. What are the only pieces of this formula I need? A P and an H. What's the first thing I told you to find? The height. So I cover the triangle. What's left? That's my height. Once I write it down, what do? Mark it out. I'll never use it again. How do you find P, perimeter of the base? At all the sides of the base. So does this 3 have anything to do with the sides? No. So I'm going to add 5 plus 5 plus 8, which is 18. I'm pretty much done. Now I need to just put them into the formula. What does this say to do? P times H. So 18 times 14, which is 252. Feet squared, because surface area is given feet squared. All right, look at the bottom. What's the difference? What are they asking me for now? Total surface area. So this time I'm not going to look at lateral. I'm going to look at total. What kind of shape is this? This is a cylinder. I'm not doing volume. I'm doing surface area. So I go here. I find cylinder. That is not the formula I need. That is lateral. I need this one. It is long. So I write this down. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. This is not a hard formula. All I need is an R and an H. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. Did they give me an R? What is it? 10. Did they give me an H? 16. All right, now I plug them in. 2 times pi times 10 times 16 plus 2 times pi times 10 squared. And I just type it in my calculator. And there's my answer. 1,633.63 if I round. Yards squared. What is this shape called? A rectangular prism. Okay, so where do I go? Star chart. Surface area of a prism. I need total. So I'm going to write this formula, pH plus 2B. To use this formula, what 3 pieces do I need? A P, an H, and a B. What's the first thing I told you to find? The height. So you cover up the base. It's sitting on its base. Do y'all see it sitting on its base down here? So I cover up the base. What is left? So that's my height. What do I do once I write it down? Mark it out. I'll never use it again. What does P stand for? Perimeter of the... How many sides does this base have? So you have to add 4 sides. So if this is 5, what's this? If this is 4, this is... So I'm doing 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4, which is 18. What does big B mean? We write it here and we say it every single day. Area of the base. What kind of base is it? So I'm going to do length times width. So 5 times 4 is 20. Now that I have all the pieces, I plug them into this formula. So P times H plus 2 times B. So 18 times 4 plus 2 times 20, which is 112 inches squared. Last one. What is this shape called? We already did one a second ago. Triangular prism. Last time we did lateral surface area. This time we're doing total. So I go to my star chart to surface area. I find prism and I write it down. It's the same formula as pH plus 2B. I need a P, an H, and a B. What is the first thing I told you to find? The height. But to find it, I have to cover the base. The base is a triangle, so I cover it up. What's left? That's the height. Once I write it down, I mark it out. I will never use it again. What does P stand for? Perimeter of the... Which one of these numbers is not part of the perimeter? So I'm not going to add that. I'm going to do 10 plus 10 plus 12, which is what? 32. Now for big B, this is the one that trips people out. Every time you see a big B, you got to go where? Star chart. What kind of base is this? It's not a rectangle, is it? It's a triangle. So I've got to do 1/2 BH. So I'm just going to write that right underneath it. 1/2 BH. I need 2 numbers for this. Who remembers where to find them? Find the right angle. What 2 numbers are making this right angle? 12 and 8. Right here, 12 and 8. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 12 times 8. 12 times 8 is 96. and half of 96 is 48. Now do I have all my pieces? So I'm going to do P times H plus 2 times B. Which is 544 inches squared. Questions? We had to do big, what does big B mean? Area of the base. So we had to go to our star chart. Since the base is a triangle, that's where we pulled the 1/2 BH. And you find the right. Okay, so everybody should have a paper. You need to circle what it's asking for or highlight. If you look at number 5, it's one of those questions I was talking about. It's going, look, it gave you a cone and a cylinder, but it did not give you any measurements with it, did it? But it gave you the volume of the cylinder. So it's saying, hey, the volume is 374.76. And it said they have the same radius and the same height. Can you find the volume of the cone? Yes, it is 1/3 of the size. So you just take this and multiply by what? By 1/3. Number 6, I want you to do last. It is the hardest question. And there are not 3 correct answers. There are only 2 correct answers. Okay, the rest of them shouldn't take you that long, but number 6 takes forever. So skip 6 and come back to it. All right, get busy.